And good Saturday morning. How are you? I hope everyone is feeling well as we start, another Saturday. It's going to be gorgeous. It's cold outside if you hadn't opened up the door. When I sat down this morning, we were sitting at 30. We've warmed up to 36 now. The wind chill, the wind chill factor has been dropped. It was at 25 earlier, so that's changed a little bit. 36, we're headed for a high of about 53 today. Ooh, burr. Well, as I said, I do hope everything is treating you well today. We've got a few news stories to go over of the ins and out of what's been going on in the Meridian area over the last 24 hours. We wanted to bring this up. This is a new business coming to the Meridian area. They're going to be doing a soft opening today at 10 a.m. If you can make it by. If you've got kids, they will most likely love this. As you go down to downtown Meridian, you'll be able to take a part of Performance Academy. It's an indoor place where you can go and play ball. It's great, state-of-the-art equipment. You'll love that. Any time of the year you can go and hit. They'll tell you more. Again, that happens at 10 o'clock this morning. They can be found at 2516 5th Street. You can call them at 453-3440. Do that. It's under Facebook under the Performance Academy. Some great folks there. I hope you'll drop by and visit with them and see what they've got to offer, especially if you've got those kids that do this every weekend, play ball. They'll love it and take advantage of it. Later this week, we'll be having the Meridian Police Department come in and talk about a few things that they've got going on. I think Wednesday they're going to come join us about their toy-thon that they do each year. It's huge. It's humongous, among other things that they have going on that they'd like you to be aware of. Candace will be on vacation next week. I want you to make a note. We're going to remind everybody of this all during the week next week. Things will be normal. The following week, Fox Television will have to preempty the morning show at 8 a.m. for soccer game that the national network covers. We won't have a choice but to be preempted. That's the way it works with that on special events like that. So next week, we'll remind everybody to, if you watch us on television and do not have an account set up on YouTube or on Facebook, to set one up so you'll be able to watch the show for that week that they carry soccer early in the morning. Again, that's coming on Fox. We'll be telling you more about that the following week. All right, let's get into a few news stories. By now, I guess you've glanced down at the page and, realized that, there was a shooting last night. This time, let's pull this up. Let me show you where this was. Let's go to the map. I've got it right here. I know what I'm doing. This would be due south of 8th Street. As we look at this, Carousel Apartments, shots would be heard. Several people heard this, a lot of them. We found out this morning, as people are waking up and stirring, that at least one apartment door does have damage from lead. That lead being a gun. They were hit last night. Now, no one was hurt or injured, thank heavens, on this, but it still went on. We also had reports last night of gunfire. And let's go over to Front Street. Let's pull this up. We had gunfire here at Highway Village. There was a couple of shots fired here. No one hurt, no one injured in that. This time, nothing would be struck like it was at Carousel across town. I don't see how shots can be fired, no one hit and hurt. It's miracles every day that happen. There's no doubt about it. We also had reports as we go into this before dark 30. We did know that shots were fired near 8th Street in that same area that later in the night would be struck by bullets here. This would be earlier in the night, closer down here to where the cemetery is. Again, no one hurt or injured in that issue that happened there, but that did take place. Yesterday during the daytime, this is becoming an all too familiar area that we share this with you every day, Royal Road. Yet again, more gunfire in that area yesterday. That's where State Boulevard is. If you click on this and look at this picture a little bit closer, here's State Boulevard, here's Highland Park. This is Royal Road. It is an all too common occurrence in that area. We have had death in that area before due to this. Be careful if you live in that area, travel that area every day. You just never know when things are going to happen there. We did get word from Clark County last night. Do we have anyone watching this morning from the Clark County area? We had gunfire in that area also. As we go here, our apartment complex was hit. At least 3 apartments and 1 car was hit with gunfire last night. It would be where County Road 1585 and Highway 513 meet there at McKenzie Apartments. Now, no one was injured. As we spoke to Chief Deputy, he told us all about that, Barry White, of the gunfire that did happen there. Again, no one hurt, no one injured. And let me say, give that a boy. Hey, Lisa Berry, watching us from Gulf Shores. Glad to see you there. Joy Suttle joining us from Carthage. Battlefield, Steve Wanda, how are y'all feeling? I have to give another pat on the back. Do you remember us talking about the story of the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department pulling over when they saw a car on the edge of the road and they ran the plates and realized it was stolen, and then they would go on to arrest a convict that escaped prison from Oklahoma here in Lauderdale County? Well, I did a story the other day, and I don't know if y'all remember this, out of Jackson, to where a grandmother had taken her kids to school. As she was leaving, she was carjacked and her car stolen. Guess what? It was that same car that was found by the Lauderdale County deputy. They've returned it to Grandma, and she's gotten her car back. A good ending to a story. Again, so many things affect things from Oklahoma, from Jackson, Mississippi. It all ends up in Meridian, Mississippi. Now, we do not know why that criminal chose our city coming all the way from Oklahoma. Maybe there was a reason. Maybe there was family. We don't know. But he was here. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department has sent him back in handcuffs. Hopefully he'll stay where he was. But anyway, I just wanted to say a good job. Always with checking things that are broke down. You never know what you'll find and why. And that's what our boys in green do. A big thank you to them for what they did. We have sad news to report this morning as somebody is without a home. If you live in this area, see if you can help in any way. Knox Road, which is east of downtown Meridian. This would go out toward the Tomb Soup area. We have someone who lost their home last night. It was a mobile home that caught fire. The American Red Cross was called, but we all know it takes friends and family to help folks out. The home was totally destroyed. We've got more pictures of that if you'd like to see that on our page there. Think of them. That was on Knox Road. If you live in that area, they'll need a little help to get by as we have Thanksgiving coming up in 2 days, or not 2 days, but within the week. Next Thursday is it. As we're all thankful for what we have, they're thankful for their lives. Get out on that. We did have an accident in Meridian on 8th Street and 29th Avenue. The ambulance had to be called. We don't know the extent of the injuries, but we do know that an accident happened there as police and fire approached this at 8th Street and 29th Avenue. Most likely, and I wasn't there on the scene, and this one I did not get pictures from, but we can only assume that someone mistaken the light and went forward, and, well, it happens from there. That's what we learned. Out in behind West Lauderdale, as you go down Bird Donor Road in that area, actually it was Townsend Bird Donor Road is where this all took place yesterday. Yeah, I see a typo on that I didn't notice yesterday. But as we look at this, the fire department got a call. I've never had this happen. Has anyone ever had a propane tank leak on them? I haven't had that happen. You can smell it. Y'all all know that. The fire department would arrive, and they roped everything off. And then it was a waiting game for safety reasons. There was no way to repair it. It had to empty. As we pull this up, we go there for video. And those guys had to sit here. They had to wait till that eventually all came out to secure the scene and make sure that there was no sparks. That's one of those things where you don't even need a cell phone. Anything that could cause static electricity could have ended in a different way. A big thank you to the volunteers that showed up from Martin and handled that last night. Thank y'all so much. Good job on that. I got word. I had gone into town doing several other stories and talking to a few folks yesterday. I started getting my cell phone dinging, what's going on Highway 19. And then I spoke to someone who was in the line of traffic at the scene, and we would find out there had been a horrible wreck on Highway 19. As you look at the pictures, you go, how on earth did they live? Again, nothing short of a miracle from God as we look at this. This was right in the Tucker community. The Neshoba County Sheriff's Office was there. Mississippi Highway Patrol, the EMS's, volunteer fire department were all on scene. As we go here to look at this, I want you to see this car. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Struck head on. It's a miracle as you look at this. Now, the 18-wheeler was caught there as a car was trying to pass. As we all know, Highway 19 is not the place to be passing people. Well, that happened. Here's another angle of the front of that car. Wow. They walked away with minor injuries, and we're thankful for that. Can you imagine? But Highway 19, as you that drive this every day from Meridian back to Philadelphia, if you do it occasionally, always use extreme carefulness on that road. Don't pass. It's just not worth it. It's not but a few miles in there now that's not 4-lane. Eventually, one day, that will be 4-lane all of the way. It's not now. It is not worth your life. We don't know why that was attempted, but it turned out very bad there at the end. So, blessings that nothing else happened on that. We also found out that yesterday, and it took a few minutes for me to get to the bottom of it, but I was getting flooded with inboxes and text on my phone that a situation was occurring at Meridian High School. Did I know what was going on? I'm hearing there's a lockdown. Well, they did respond to us, and we posted this of this what went on at Meridian High School. There was a precautionary lockdown at the school. It was moved from a lockdown to a controlled movement strictly for safety precautions due to the events that happened in Meridian the night before. And that was the shooting that took place to where a 17-year-old was killed and a 15-year-old was wounded pretty bad over on Old Marion Road near Dale Drive. That happened in our community. The school took precautionary measures. I'm told that there was lots of threats, this, that, and the other. I don't have all of that in front of me, but that is what the community says. But we do know, in fact, it did go on lockdown. No one was hurt. No one was injured, thank goodness. That was handled correctly for the safety of our children in the area, and we're so thankful of that. As we look around, let's go to other parts of the state. We go to Jackson, Mississippi this morning. And this has been common. I didn't talk about all of them, but there was a lot of fires in the area. And over the last 3 to 4 days, we've had a bunch of homes catch on fire. And this is due because of the cold weather. Whether it be that something is too close to a flame, maybe it's due to the fact that a space heater is too close to a curtain. We don't know. Or maybe too many extension cords are plugged in, but there's a lot of fires. As we go to Jackson, Mississippi, we're going to call this most likely a homeless situation, although we don't have that in front of us. But an abandoned motel on Ellis Avenue, Highway 80 Ellis Avenue, caught on fire. Most of the times when we get these at abandoned buildings, it has to do with the homeless. There's no city that doesn't have that problem now. Don't think otherwise. We stay in Jackson. I'm going to shock everybody, I'm sure. Somebody was shot in Jackson. Oh, you're not shocked, are you? She was shot in the leg, a lady. We do hope that she recovers from this. Happened on Thursday afternoon on Maple Street. They have no idea who did it. They are investigating it in Jackson. We do hope they come up with whoever did that. Let's see here. As we move to our next story, we go to the Jackson area. They're looking for a drive-by suspect, and we go to our friends over at Dark Horse Press for a picture of the person that they're looking for in Jackson. You never know. As we said, a car was found here that someone from Jackson, Mississippi could end up here. Maybe you're watching from Jackson, but we go to Dark Horse Press to take a look at this. This is a person of interest in the Jackson, Mississippi area. If you happen to know this young man, contact JPD so they can, bring him home. As we look at this, he's also been a suspect in 2 other shootings. One of those was fatal. This was back on last Saturday when the shooting that he's wanted in connection with. Doesn't mean that he done it, but they want to talk to him about it. He's identified as Jervin Hurd, 21, of Edwards, as they put out an all-points bulletin to have a chat with him. As soon as we get more results on that, we'll let you know. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That's due south of here, headed toward the coast. Let's talk about that. Sometimes people can't get along. Either it's someone you dated or just some acquaintance you just don't like. But never, ever go out and try to hire someone to, take them out. There's been an arrest in Hattiesburg as a lady is behind bars today for trying to hire someone to kill someone. Oh, yeah, it happened there. They've arrested Shamika Hall, 42, who tried to hire someone to kill an acquaintance of hers. Again, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but she's been arrested for that. Pretty serious, isn't it? Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Gulfport, let's go back to the Mississippi Gulf Coast as we find out that a man is going to serve 35 years behind bars. What did he do? Well, sexual assault of a teen. He was actually living in the home and was sexually assaulting her, and she told a friend, and she notified her parents that it was going on. Police moved in, he was arrested, and sure enough, he was found guilty. 35 years, and he'll spend day for day without the chance of parole for doing this. That tells you he's done something like this before, doesn't it? Protect our youth. They can't protect themselves. There's bad people. If you ever let anybody move in your home with your children, always make sure you know them well, no matter who they are. Make sure that you know that. Do you remember the missing children that we got the bolo about from the Lowndes County area? They've been found safe. Thank heavens, as we got an update from Mississippi. Thank goodness. We've had 2 of these happen in the last 2 days, and every time I bring one up, it shocks me that it could still be going on. We find out that a bank was robbed. Gulfport is where this happened. They're still looking for him, but they've got his tag number. They know what he looks like. They've got an all-points bulletin out on this gentleman that done that. Now, the next story, and we got busy yesterday as we look at stories that happen around the state, but in Tupelo, another bank was robbed earlier in the week. She just marched right on up in her jammies. Yeah, wore her pajamas to the bank and, well, held it up. They robbed it with a knife. She's been arrested already. I guess we could call her the pajama robber. $100,000 bond is what she's sitting at behind bars this morning. Boy, I'll leave that at that. Let's see here. Cocaine. Somebody else on the coast got arrested. They got pulled over for a traffic stop. Had a bunch of cocaine in the car. They're going to serve 6 years now for that. We also see that an 18-year-old has been arrested. Why? This is common. There's so much of this here, I can't keep track of it. But in Hattiesburg, they made an arrest for a kid that was 18. I'll call him a kid. That's still a kid. I don't care. Somebody got out of their car, went into the store to get a cold drink, come back. Well, it was gone. He stole it. He's been arrested. I don't know what you actually serve for that these days, but behind bars he will go. As we start looking at polls this morning, nationwide, as we expand this, Elon Musk, yesterday, so over 8 million people have responded to it yet. And he just put out a poll, do you think I should let Donald Trump come back to Twitter? Overwhelmingly, it was a yes. As of midnight, I think it was 8 million people had cast a vote. It may be higher at this point. Still, as we get ready, who else is going to run for president on the GOP side? We're waiting to see. Some grandparents and a mother have been arrested in the Las Vegas area. You truly don't know what goes on behind closed doors next to you, do you? We don't. As we go to Las Vegas, it was a young girl that was 18 that's been locked up in her room for a year. Neighbors saw her trying to climb out her window using a ladder, searching for water because she had none. Police were called. They came. She'd been locked in her bedroom for nearly a year, a bucket for a bathroom. Very little food and water was given to her. They've been arrested. No telling the trauma that does to someone. And I'm sure that as you're watching, you do know someone that has gone through this before. It's just bad, is all I can say. We see that as we look at Brazil, another country, how someone survived this, but a baby girl was thrown from a bridge. She lived. Thank heavens. That is good. Brazil. Let's look around and see what else we've got here. Cops are hunting for a killer. This situation that happened in Idaho of the kids that were murdered, 4 of them, they have no idea who's done this yet. 2 survived, and they are not suspects at all. As we go to this, I'm not going to show the video to this, but Peru, we've all heard of Peru, and a lot of people taking vacations there. A plane was taken off. 2 firemen were going across the airport. They drove right in front of the plane. They didn't make it. I think that everybody on the plane survived, but the 2 firefighters did not. A huge explosion on the vehicle that they were on. The plane ran off the runway. Tragic scene that happened there. We do hope that gets worked out. That won't happen again. Peru is where all that went down. It wasn't in the U.S. More to come, and we're going to take a look at this chilly forecast that, we've got going on this morning. Y'all stay with us, and we'll be right back with your forecast to find out what to expect over the weekend.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
If you're just joining us, 36 right now as we wait for a high of about 53 today as we look at what the National Weather Service tells us. Cloudy. There's a slight chance of showers to the south of us near Hattiesburg, but overall the Meridian area across Philadelphia back to Newton and Jackson and Clark County for the most part looks great. As we go northward toward Columbus, Mississippi State, around 50 degrees today is what we'll see there. Not bad at all, is it? Jackson coming in at 52. As we go east into Bama, 52 at Tuscaloosa. Birmingham, we'll see 51. And roughly about 53 there for our friends in York and over to Livingston, Alabama today. As we look at the 6-day, 10-day outlook, we're at normal right now. A little bit below there in southern Texas. We look out to our west, a little bit warmer temperature. So let's look at the next 7 days of what we've got. As you'll see, warmer weather is coming. 53 today, down to right at freezing tonight, 33. That could change. Check back often. As we look to tomorrow, 51 for a high to go to church on Sunday. And then we get into, well, let's see here, 29 degrees on Sunday night. It will be at freezing. So y'all keep that in mind as you're planning your activities. Make sure that you've got plenty of things going on. 54 is our high for Monday. We'll drop down to 40 on Monday night. As we go into Tuesday, 56 for a high. Then we start seeing the change right before Thanksgiving. 62 for a high on Wednesday, and it looks as though we could have a slight chance of showers there on Thanksgiving Day. But look at the temperature as we warm up to 65. You'll be able to do some outdoor things together with the family and eat on the back porch if you got a crowd coming. A little bit cooler back on Friday with a high of only 56. As we go to that next few days, we see that the 26th and 27th in the low 60s, and we'll average out into the 60s there for about a week. December 3rd showing 59. We don't have any immediate cold weather showing before Christmas, but who knows what will happen. We'll watch it closely. Still, as we wind down the tropics for the year, we look at this and not much going on in the Atlantic or in the Gulf. That's great. No disturbances there. Florida's had enough picking on for 1 year, haven't they? 2 this year. They got a hold of Florida. Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and those areas were A-OK this year. As we jump ahead to find out what the fishing forecast is, I didn't change the date on there, but today it looks as though 7 to 9. It's going on right now is the best time to fish. You'll get another chance this afternoon at 2 o'clock, but not as good as earlier in the day. Overall, it rates fishing as a good day. So enjoy it. Go out and do some fishing. Enjoy yourself there. Wind be a little nippy there as we do have it. A light north wind, 5 to 10 this morning. That's what's happening. And don't forget, today, if you hear some gunshots in the distance, well, it's opening day of gun season. A lot of folks are off to the woods, a lot doing it. We'll be talking about the Battle of Bucks and everything it has to offer there. But your deer feeding times, as we look at this, we pull this up this morning. If you're out and about, watching from the woods, your major time today for deer hunting is going to be at 9:20 till 11:20. So a midday hunt is the best time. Now we've got a minor time right there from 3:30 to 4:30, and that looks like it'll be the best. Always had more luck in the afternoon. Been a lot of big deer killed early in the morning, especially opening day, as they're not used to all this stuff in the woods. We'll see what happens, and good luck to everybody, and hope you get a trophy buck. A lot of first-time deer hunters will be in the woods today. Y'all be careful. Enjoy yourself. That sort of wraps up what we know this morning of what's been going on over the last 24 hours. As always, if you encounter something, let us know. If you see something, hear something. Something that we are working on. I've had too many people bring this up to me. It is happening. I want you to, and I mentioned it one day last week. We'll do a full-fledged story on it to get it posted. This has happened 2 to 3 times, if not more, in the Meridian area. And if it's going on in Meridian, it's going to happen in Newton. It's going to happen in Philadelphia, Carthage. Y'all pay attention. Also, as we go to Louisville, anywhere that you're watching me, maybe it's another state, we have bad guys that are out pretending to be they lost their phone or their car is broke down and want to use your phone. I'm told that somebody at a truck stop lost $1,000 to this. There's a lot of people that have apps on your phone that house money to where you give kids money. You know how that works. Cash apps. And with giving them your phone, they've got a device that they're wiping that clean. I had someone that had stopped at a automotive store on 8th Street this week. It happened to them that sent me a text. The guy was there, had his hood raised up and said, "Man, my car broke down. Can I use your phone to call my wife?" And a second's notice, and the guy drove off. Gave him back his phone. He closed his hood and left. There was nothing wrong. And he went in to pay for his parts. Well, guess what? It was all gone. So pay attention to this and do not give your phone to anyone. If you don't know them, don't loan your phone. Tell them that you'll make a phone call or just walk away. It may be best to walk away. We do know that that is happening. It's a huge scam here. Do not be caught up in this. We don't want that to happen to you. We want to wish you a very happy Saturday as we move into this. And there are several events that are happening today that I didn't mention. Let's go over a few of these. Today in Causeyville, we pull up and we see that they've got the car show going on this morning. This will be from 9 until 1 this afternoon. I hope you can make it out to that. Registration fee, $20 per car. Goes to a great cause there. As we look here, there's a holiday market there. Down at Seeing Brakeman Park today, 9 until 3, Community Resource Day. We also, and this is always special and near to dear to us, of helping out pets. In Marion today, a rummage sale going on from 9 until 5 there at the Second Chance to benefit Roadside Rescue, a pet. Help pets a lot there. Trees of Christmas opening up there will be tomorrow at Mary Hope. Hope you can enjoy yourself there at Mary Hope. It's always fun to go by and see what they've got going on. Also, we got a bake sale taking place tomorrow. I don't want to leave this out. This is going to be on Briarwood Road. Go by and help them there at the Tabernacle. They'll help out a lot of folks there at their church and rummage sale going on. A lot happening in the community today. And before long, this is going to happen on the 28th next week. Kids love this. Have y'all seen this where the train's coming back to town? The Holiday Inn Express will be making its way to Meridian. Monday, November the 28th at 5 p.m. at the Meridian Railroad Museum. I hope you'll make it out. The Kansas City Southern will be rolling into town. It didn't make it for a few years there because of the pandemic. So if you help the kids out, make sure to take them down for that. That's going to be something great for them. We'll have more coming up. Enjoy yourself this Saturday. Be safe. We'll be here behind the scenes to let you know what goes on, when, and where, as always. Thank y'all. God bless, and we'll be back later.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.